with pilots.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Welcome to my December Marvel Solicitations video. Before I get into all the details, I want to talk about Marvel's incoming quote-unquote event, and I put that word in exceptionally sarcastic quotes, one-shot comic. Marvel released an initial teaser image a while back before dropping a host of them over a short period. It's being marketed as a massive Marvel-wide murder mystery. It's written by a who's who of Marvel creators, but most notably Jonathan Hickman and Donny Cates. It also features the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Guardians of the Galaxy, Daredevil, Spider-Man, the Champions, the Agents of Atlas, Valkyrie, the Immortal Hulk, Jessica Jones, Venom, Ghost Rider, the Masked Raider, and more. But Marvel Comics EIC CB Cebulski and his legion of doofuses, led by Tom Brevoort and Jordan White, are being very, very disingenuous about what this comic book really is. What this 96-page, $10 comic really is a preview comic. A very large, expensive preview comic loosely tied together with a murder mystery narrative. I find it revolting that the marketing team at Marvel Comics are packaging previews as a quote-unquote event comic and placing an enormously large price tag on them, knowing the involvement of Hickman and Cates will dupe unsuspecting readers into paying a very high price for Marvel's own marketing materials. Paying for previews, of course, isn't unheard of, but never for this kind of price tag or accompanied with this level of shadiness. Publishers have always been upfront about the product readers were paying for being promotional material. Apparently, the exceptionally stupid concept behind Marvel Comics 1000, several creative teams making tiny, independent stories with a large narrative interwoven throughout, will become the new normal for Marvel Comics moving forward. Just to reiterate, one final time before I move into the solicitation info, if you buy Marvel Comics Incoming One Shot, you are paying Marvel Comics $10 for marketing materials they should be giving you and your comic shop for free. I can't believe I'm saying this. Every step forward Marvel Comics takes with me, they take 3 or 4 enormous leaps backward. Led by event series Annihilation, Scourge, and 2099's 5 apiece, Marvel Comics are dropping a very healthy 21 #1 comics in December. Not many new ongoing or miniseries of note are debuting. Marvel is rebooting the Sorcerer Supreme as Doctor Strange Surgeon Supreme with the same writer who failed on the previous series, Mark Waid. Cosmic Ghost Rider and Symbiote Spider-Man are receiving sequel miniseries. Fans of Peter Porker will be ecstatic to learn a 5-part miniseries from Zeb Wells also hit shelves to end 2019. Speculators and collectors who must have a copy of every #1 comic are on the hook for the tidy sum of $110 in December. Marvel Comics used to be the house of ideas, but now they're more infamous for being the house of predatory business practices. Most notably, weaponizing variant and party cover ordering schemes against their supposed business partners, known affectionately in reader circles as local comic shops. They feature 2 wide-ranging variant cover gimmicks in December. The first set of variants are tied to the upcoming Venom Island story arc starting in Donny Cates' Venom in December. Thus far, 9 comics, including X-Men 3 and 4 and Excalibur 3 and 4, are receiving Venom Island variants. They will cost collectors a total of $36. The other variant gimmick celebrates the next evolution for Iron Man. I'm assuming they're hyping the new Iron Man suit when the series relaunches in 2020 following Dan Slott's failed run. 19 comics are receiving Iron Man 2020 variant covers, including Spider-Man number 4, Daredevil 14, Amazing-Spiderman 36, and Guardians of the Galaxy number 12. Collectors looking to acquire all 19 2020 variant covers can expect to spend $77 or more. Spidey fans have a full slate of 15 comics led by the famous web-slinger and associated characters. Nick Spencer's Amazing Spider-Man 35 and 36 indicate a possible team-up between Peter Parker and Dr. Doom going south before Silver Sable enters the fold. JJ and Henry Abrams Spider-Man number 4 continues the adventures of the newest Spider-Man, Ben Parker. The most exciting news is Peter David and Greg Land returning for the sequel series Symbiote Spider-Man Alien Reality. The $5 comic features a battle between the symbiote-wearing Spidey and Hobgoblin. Not a lot else interesting going on here, but I gotta talk about the whack cover for Leah Williams' Amazing Mary Jane. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, gripping MJ's leg while she protects him from Vulture and Mysterio is actually quite pathetic. Based on this cover alone, this ongoing series can't get canceled fast enough. Spidey Completionists will drop $62 for 15 Spider-Man and associated comics. Plenty of comics featuring the latest Avengers roster to whet reader appetites. The main Avengers title features a new wielder of cosmic superweapon Starbrand that requires help from beyond the stars. Jim Zub leads Marvel's Avengers Iron Man #1, a precursor to the anticipated Marvel's Avengers video game. Dan Slott's run on Tony Stark Iron Man comes to an abrupt halt at issue 19. I personally hope they hand the baton to co-writer Christos Gage. His previous work on Valiant Comics Ninja K is outstanding. I guarantee he would knock Iron Man out of the park. The final arc of Ta-Nehisi Coates' Intergalactic Empire starts in Black Panther, and if rumors are correct, this will be his last story on the series. Steve Rogers is still on the run in Captain America. Meanwhile, Earth's mightiest hero, Captain Marvel, has already killed one Avenger with her bare hands and is being driven further to the edge. All 12 Avengers-related comics cost $51. In a huge surprise, to me at least, all 6 Dawn of X titles are shipping 2 issues in December. Jonathan Hickman returns the X-Men to the Savage Land on the flagship title. Hickman is also writing New Mutants #4, where we see the team arrive in the Shi'ar galaxy, only to find it in turmoil. Teenie Howard's Excalibur reveals Captain Britain in danger after MI-13 and Agents of the Crown learn of her ascension to the mantle. My sleeper pick for breakout Dawn of X series, Brian Hill's Fallen Angels, features a beautiful Ashley Witter cover. Quan and Psylocke leads her small team to take on the Children of Apoth. Ben Percy's X-Force features the Mutant Task Force on the offensive, taking on deadly threats targeting mutant kind. Also, front and center on the X-Force #3 cover is Jean Grey wielding Cerebro. Speaking of Cerebro, Charles makes an appearance on the Marauders #3 cover. The story also features Sebastian Shaw and a new Black Bishop. X-Men readers looking to read all 12 new comics are on the hook for $48 in December. Star Wars Empire Ascendant one-shot by Charles Soule, Greg Pak, Simon Spurrier, and Ethan Sachs puts a bow on the flagship Star Wars title that concludes in November. Star Wars Saga appears to be a new ongoing series, highlighting the major events from Jason Aaron, Kieran Gillen, and Greg Pak's previous runs on the Star Wars title. I must say that's an odd idea for an ongoing series. The stories have already been told by writers held in much higher esteem than Jess Harold. If I were still interested in Star Wars comics following the conclusion of Charles Soule's Vader run, which I'm not, the comic I will be looking forward to is Soule's 4-part The Rise of Kylo Ren miniseries. The character still held a bit of promise heading into The Last Jedi, but Rian Johnson kind of killed that. Nevertheless, Charles Soule is an excellent Star Wars writer, and there's a chance he can make the character feel interesting and powerful again. Star Wars fans have 6 comics in total waiting to December for a very economical $27 total. Marvel is finishing both events they started in November, releasing 5 comics each of Annihilation, Scourge, and 2099. I think this, along with the double releasing of all 6 Dawn of X comics, is a bit of a blunder on Marvel's part. It's going to be tough for most normal readers to fully invest in all 3 stories and still have money left over for other comics. Annihilation Scourge releases one-shots featuring Nova, Silver Surfer, Beta Ray Bill, and Fantastic Four, as well as event finale Annihilation Scourge Omega. The total set costs $25, but readers looking to invest even more in the series have the option of purchasing the Annihilation graphic comics box, which includes all 5 comics for $50. 2099 is releasing a similar slate featuring one-shots for Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Doom, and Venom, as well as the event finale 2099 Omega. $20.99 also runs a total of $25, but I also believe both Amazing Spider-Man comics tie in, which raises the total cost to $33. Marvel continues their Annihilation themed month with Marvel Tales Annihilation. The $8 80-page collection features 3 classic tales. Moondragon faces off with the Man Without Fear in Daredevil 105. Quasar has a not-so-friendly encounter with the Thing in the John Byrne illustrated Marvel 2-in-1 number 53. The final story is Darkhawk number 6. Jim Zub's Conan Serpent Wars brings 2 very unlikely characters together. The Cimmerian Barbarian crosses paths with Moon Knight. Conan the Barbarian, Solomon Kane, Dark Agnes, and Moon Knight team to stop the positively diabolical plans of the Serpent God. This is a weird enough premise with enough characters I love to normally be an insta-buy, but I'm not a Zub guy, so I'll reluctantly pass, unless one of you can convince me otherwise. Readers all in on Serpent Wars receive 2 issues in December for $9 total. Hopeless Hallam takes the reins from Donny Cates for sequel miniseries Revenge of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Cates and artist Jeff Shaw provide a secondary story, so their names remain in the credits, but I don't for a second expect this to maintain anywhere near the quality of the first series. I'm not wasting $5 on a Hopeless Hallam comic, not now, not ever. One comic that I can't possibly pass on is Thor the Worthy. Thor legend Walt Simonson, Tom DeFalco, and Catherine Immelman team on the 40-page one-shot. Simonson's story features Thor and Beta Ray Bill. DeFalco presents an all-new Thunderstrike story, while Immelman finishes up with a tale about the Lady Sif. The anthology book costs $5. Marvel is offering 3 facsimile edition reprints in December. Steve Gerber, Jim Starlin, Len Wein, and Stan Lee's giant-sized Defenders number 3 runs $5. While facsimile editions of Jack Kirby's Eternals number 1 and Roy Thomas's Star Wars number 1 run $4 each. I must have all 3 of these reprints. Marvel is slapping True Believers Annihilation labels on 9 classic comics featuring a handful of characters from the event series. Omega the Unknown, Nova, Annihilus, Quasar, Man-Wolf in Space, Odin Power, Moondragon, Mantis, and Super Skrull. I dig classic Marvel cosmic comics, so I must have them all. They are also releasing 5 classic Star Wars comics as True Believer reprints. Most are from the 70s and 80s, but one sticks out as not like the others. Star Wars Hut Run number 1 was released in 2015, so I shall skip that one. Between the 3 facsimile editions and 13 True Believers reprints I plan on buying, my personal expense should be a manageable $26. My new comics bill will be substantially higher. I'm already planning on buying X-Men 3 and 4, Fallen Angels 3 and 4, X-Force 3 and 4, Thor the Worthy, and Ghost Rider number 3. The Excalibur, New Mutants, and Marauders books are definite maybes depending on how much I enjoy the first issues. I'm also planning on buying Garth Ennis's Punisher Soviet number 2, Donny Cates' Venom number 21 with artist Mark Bagley, Chip Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto's Daredevil 14 and 15, as well as Donny Cates' Guardians of the Galaxy number 12, which hints at the culmination of all his Marvel cosmic stories the past few years. Right now, my new Marvel Comics haul will cost me $54. Add the $26 in reprints, and my total should cost me $80. It's a good thing DC is failing so hard right now, or I would be screwed. Putting my disdain for the incoming quote-unquote event aside, Marvel has a ton going for it in December. They aren't reliant on a single character or title for success. They're diversifying their risk across X-Men, Spider-Man, Annihilation, Scourge, and 2099. There's literally something that feels important for most readers. I do think they stacked the month a bit too heavy with 12 X-Men comics and basically completing both the Annihilation and 2099 events in one fell swoop. Readers wanting to invest in all 3 are going to shell out nearly $100. What if they want to read Spider-Man or a few Avengers titles? I think Marvel would have been better served spreading the releases out a bit further, but there's a high likelihood they have something major planned in January 2020. Perhaps even the relaunch of Iron Man with a good creative team this time. I hate to say it, being a much bigger fan of DC than Marvel, but I guarantee the comic market belongs to the House of Ideas to the end of 2019. DC Comics won't be competing with Marvel anytime soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.